Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this episode we're covering how to get around the issue of a seized union on a hard brake pipe on most BMW cars from 2005 onwards. Pre-2005 BMWs mostly had steel brake pipes and they never used to seize with the union, but they used to corrode, which was a safety concern. So around 2004-2005 they've decided to go with the aluminium brake pipes and use steel unions, which is a great idea because aluminium is much more corrosion resistant than steel. However, galvanic corrosion occurs between the union and the pipe, and 9 times out of 10 when you go to undo it, the union is actually fused with the pipe. So if you're just carrying on spinning this union, you will twist the pipe and then you will snap it. And most people struggle to get around this problem. So let's say you are looking to change your brake hose because it's either corroded or perished, or you're looking to change the caliper on the hose as well, or you're just changing the calipers and the hose actually tightens up on the new caliper in a different place where you have to move it, where you have to rotate it here, and then when you go to undo this union it's seized. Most people give up, or they actually cut this bit of pipe here and they replace the union with a new union and a bit of copper pipe. But you don't really have to do that. All you need to do is undo this C-clip here, or a U-clip, or just a spring clip. Many people will call it different things. You can just use the screwdriver to flatten it, and the reason we're doing that is because the union on the hose side has an anti-rotation feature where it's in the bracket to stop it from spinning. And that anti-rotation feature is there purely for ease of manufacturing, because everything is done on the manufacturing line, and instead of the manufacturing workers having to hold a spanner on there and do up this union, once this particular pipe is inserted into the bracket, it basically holds itself, so they can just do this up on the production line quickly and efficiently. So once you've bent this clip back, you can always bend it back when you're reassembling it. This will allow you to pop this pipe upwards just enough to get the anti-rotation out of the bracket, anti-rotation feature out of the bracket. I've got another hose here to show you what the anti-rotation features look like. So just those teeth there are inside this bracket here, which stop it from spinning. So once this clip is flattened, you can pop this up and then you can just unwind it from the top. So you'll have to undo the caliper and then you rotate the caliper anti-clockwise, which will in turn rotate this hose, and you can undo it. And there it is, brake caliper on the floor with the brake hose that we've unwound all together as a complete assembly. Now if you're replacing just the brake hose itself with a like-for-like brake hose, so like the original OEM brake hose that will have fixed unions on both ends, my recommendation is to attach it to the car side first. So wind it onto there with the clip still flattened, wind it on, then wind the caliper onto the end of the hose, tighten this end up with the caliper and attach the caliper into a position where it's meant to be. You can then go ahead and tighten this up with the union, and once it's tight you can then rotate it and slightly flex the actual pipe here, just to get it lined up in the position where it needs to sit, and then you can pop it back into the bracket and then just use a pair of pliers to bend this spring clip back into shape, just so it has nice tension in the joint and it's not wobbling around. That's of course quite a long way of doing it, and that's partially the reason why I don't like using original brake pipes. So brake lines rather. So I always use braided Hell Performance brake lines, and the reason why I use Hell Performance is because the end unions on the female side are free spinning. So what that means is you can bolt the caliper on, you can attach and tighten the hose up to it, and then you can just wind this end on with the spring clip already in the correct shape, and you wouldn't have to disturb that joint there that's fused together, that's seized. And these female unions on the Hell Performance hoses don't have any anti-rotation features, you can just freely spin them in with a 17mm spanner and just hold this here with a 11mm spanner, and you don't have to disturb this joint whatsoever. You don't have to flex the pipe. There's no risk of it snapping or twisting past its operational point and fracturing. So this is the reason why I use Hell Performance lines. I'm sure other braided brake hose, braided brake line manufacturers will have rotating end unions. I've not found any, so the first time I ever used Hell Performance lines, it made my life very easy, and I've been using them ever since, and hence I offer them as a product if you contact me through my Facebook page. And on that note, let's conclude the video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please do get in touch. I'm always happy to help whenever I have a minute to respond. So yeah, stay safe and best of luck. Don't snap any brake pipes.